Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Weapon Mashin Series 03 DX Mashin Magellan and Mashin Duston set. So Magellan is a cement mixer and Duston is a trash truck. I don't know. Over here you can see that Magellan has a jewel mode, a cement mixer mode, and then I guess a gun mode. And then over here, Duston has a jewel mode, the trash truck mode, and then a vacuum cleaner mode. So right away, he wins the set. I don't know, it's just so ridiculous, and I love it. Nice group shot of the 6 Kiramagers there on the top. Over here, again, just kind of showing you how it transforms. I'm wondering if there's not going to be instructions inside. Probably not. That's the instructions right there. But yeah, pretty simple for packaging. It's fun to get another one of these Weapon Series sets. I want them to just kind of go crazy with these and just, you know, give us 5-6 sets by the end of the year. We'll see how it goes. But these are always fun just because it's kind of a cheap, inexpensive way to augment your collection. So I always have a good time with these. Let's go ahead, get them out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the 2 Kirame stones out of the packaging. I think the blue one's a little bit more successful. I don't really know why. It just seems a little bit more cohesive. I think because you can see so much of the cement mixer on the back of this one. But still sparkly fun if you just look at them from this direction. Although I guess the sparkly part of the stone is over here in the front. I don't know. However you want to look at it. He's got a little strip of like hollow foil up there. And then he's got a little bit here in the front. You kind of got a jewel pattern there. Either way, they look pretty cool. Transformation into the vehicles is very simple. For this one, you literally just grab these wheels here and pull that down. Boom. There's your trash truck. It's kind of neat. Like, this part opens up later on for the transformation, but it almost looks like you could kind of pretend like you're putting trash in there, like it opens and closes. But either way, that is the trash truck. Rolls very nicely. As you can see, most of the cement truck is pretty much already done. This just kind of like rocks around, and that's it. There's the cab, so now you have a cement mixer. Again, rolls very nicely, about the same length. I really like the color choices too. The dark blue and the light green is fun. The cement mixer barrel spins. So yeah. Now as far as the vacuum cleaner goes, you're going to flip this part out. This becomes the handle. You're going to pull this section down, and then this is going to flip up, and then this kind of rocks down like this. So you can kind of leave it down like this, or you can kind of put this piece up however you want it to look, but I think it's really meant to be like that. So that's the vacuum cleaner. And then for this guy, you pull this peg down, and then you flip this back like you're putting it back into the, now does this feels like there's a hinge here. I guess just to make it easier to flip this around. Or if, maybe that's going to be something else. I don't know. The directions, where did I put the box? The directions don't really show anything about that flipping down like that, but this hinge is definitely here. So I don't know if that's going to be something later on, but you just flip this back, closed, and then you flip out this, I guess, gun barrel. I'll be honest, this feels really phoned in. I don't really see this. It just looks like you see so much of the barrel, and I guess it's hard to hide, but this gun mode feels really forced and kind of cheesy. It's okay, but it's like, and now it's back to being a Kirame stone. Like I said, I'm very curious what this hinge is for. I don't know. I feel like that's in there for a reason. Maybe it was just so that you can move this around easier, and that's very possible. But I don't know. It feels like you could peg something in there. Maybe it could combine with another vehicle or weapon later on, something like that. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I guess I should change this back. And I'll bring in some of the larger mechas so we can see you know, these weapons in action here. So it certainly seems like these were made for Gigant Driller just because they work the best. I should say, of all the weapons, they work the best with him. He really can't hold many of the others. This one obviously pegs onto that shoulder port. And I think it looks actually pretty decent as a gun. As far as the vacuum cleaner goes, you're just going to have to make sure you get his arm in the right configuration, because if you try to do something like this, it doesn't really work as well. You can see there. I guess if you tried to... Yeah, it doesn't work. So you kind of have to have the arm all the way out to get that to kind of be in the right angle. So it's a little wonky there. But if we bring in, say, like Land Mage, and we go ahead and take these off, I'll move him out of the way. Go ahead and pull the tab back out here so that he can actually hold this as a gun. And that looks all right. That's not bad. And then we'll give him the vacuum cleaner. Now, see, that's the only problem. For him, he doesn't hold it well because it doesn't reach the ground. It's kind of weird. Like I said, that's why it kind of makes sense that it's made for Gigant Driller. Yeah. Let's vacuum up that air, I guess. I don't know. So I think the gun works. Let me see if I try the other hand. Does it? I don't think it's any longer. No, this almost can't fit because of how the... What if I do... how do I do this? I forget how this works. There we go. No, there's no... I was thinking if there's a peg at the bottom of this, but there's not. So never mind. Yeah, so basically this is very much made for Gigant Driller. Because it doesn't really... I mean, we've seen it on the show, though. We've seen them use this. But for the toy, it's not going to hit the ground. I mean, he can hold it, obviously. But he's not going to be able to get it to touch the ground unless he kind of, like, leans over. Something like that. I don't know. Just seems weird. It's a funny idea that it turns into a vacuum cleaner. I'll give him that. But I do like the little... garbage truck. I think that's fun. But I definitely think out of the two, this one is the most successful for like Land Mage. So I just realized that these guys both have pegs, and since they could clip on Gigant Driller, that means they could also be arms for this guy. So I just thought, what the heck, let's have some fun. If I go ahead and spin this around and then pop out the gun barrel, he can have a really weird looking little stubby gun arm. So that's kind of fun. It looks ridiculous, but hey, it's more playability. Let's give it a shot, right? So if I take that off. Duston, I guess we would pop this down. Maybe give him a hand like this. So yeah, it definitely looks weird. It doesn't really work as a vacuum. Because, you know, like having a vacuum hand, that doesn't really look like a vacuum at all. But it does just kind of look like a grabby claw hand, maybe. I mean, you could either just have the exact garbage truck just hanging there, or you could kind of pull this down and maybe try to do something like that to give you kind of like a longer arm. It's something, you know. It gives you a little bit of playability because like the other weapons don't really have that. The other weapons have to 100% be weapons, but technically both of these guys could be stubby little weird looking arms. So that's kind of fun. Gives you a little bit more playability there. So I think this set is actually a lot of fun. And the nice thing, if I remember correctly, is it's pretty inexpensive. I think it's like less than $10 before shipping. So definitely a fun way to grab a couple more fun little vehicles, augment your collection, give your robots apparently some more arm and weapon possibilities, even though it looks a little goofy. As far as the Kiramager stones, I think Duston is a little bit more passable as a stone. This guy just kind of looks like, you know, the giant drum of the cement mixer with someone flipping the cab around, so it doesn't work as well, but I think they're both passable. I definitely like both of the vehicle modes. I think they look great. And as far as the weapons, so here's the thing. When I started out with this, I kind of was leaning more towards the vacuum cleaner being better, but the gun has actually kind of grown on me. Even though it does look kind of phoned in, I like it being on the shoulder cannon for Gigant Driller. I think maybe just because the green and the orange work really well together, and even just being held as a gun by Land Mage actually works much better than I first expected. So I've come around to this guy a lot. Now that's not to say that I don't like Duston. I think him turning into a vacuum cleaner is hilarious, but it really only works well with Gigant Driller because it touches the ground with his long arm. When you go to give it to Land Mage, it just kind of floats in the air because it's not long enough. So unfortunately, he only really works with Gigant Driller, while this guy works with everyone. So that might be why I feel like he now has the leg up over on Duston. But like I said, love the color schemes, love the vehicle modes for both. And you can make them arms, which I just figured out, so that's fun too. So there's a lot of playability here, especially for $10. So I definitely recommend picking this up. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.